Hello, I'm quite literally editing this video and I realized in the midst of editing it that I didn't introduce it. So hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jade. Welcome to my channel. It is great to have you here. In today's video, we are going to be reading some fall books. I've been trying to get into the fall mood and it's still like 95 degrees outside here in Texas, so the only way that I can do that is turn the fan on and read some fall books. I already have my fall nails done. In the video, my nails aren't done, so excuse the ugly nails, but you can probably tell that it has been like a week or so since I've read those books. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to stick around for more videos, and don't forget to follow me on my other book socials at Jade's Books 5 on TikTok and Instagram. I post a lot of short form book videos over on my TikTok and bookish posts and reviews on my Instagram. Let's start reading some books. Oh, the camera's tilted. Apologies for that. I am over halfway through If It Makes You Happy. I'm on chapter 32, page 354. I'm actually really loving this book. It is the perfect like fall cozy read. It takes place in the 90s over the course of the months of October, November, and December. It follows our main character. Her name is Michelle. Her mother passes away and her mother left her bed and breakfast that she had in Vermont to Michelle's younger sister, Sarah. But Sarah's finishing up art school, so she cannot immediately go and run the bed and breakfast. So Michelle offers to run it for her so that Sarah can finish art school in California instead of just like moving in the middle of it to Vermont. So Michelle puts her whole life on hold. She's like this top advertising, like head honcho. You know, she has like a big girl job in Seattle and she put her life on hold to go run this bed and breakfast in Vermont. And when she's there, she finds that it is actually very difficult to run a bed and breakfast. She has like the books down, the money part of it down, but she is not really a people person. And so her next door neighbor, his name's Cliff. He is a single dad of two daughters, one who's 16 and one who's probably like in kindergarten or first grade. He offers to help her with like these people lessons. That way she can run the bed and breakfast to the best of her abilities, and that will leave her good reviews. And it's just this whole like dilemma that they're going through. I am loving this book. First of all, can we get like some noise for the cover? Can we get some noise for the book cover here? It is so perfect. It embodies just like the fall aesthetic that I am looking for. It is the perfect fall romance. If you want a romance with a single dad, golden retriever boyfriend, black cat girlfriend, this one would probably be the one for you. It's set in a small town. She is running the bed and breakfast. Her next door neighbor is the baker, the town's baker. Like everyone loves him, the golden boy. Okay. I'm absolutely loving this one. First of all, it is just like, it's so immersive. I love our characters. Michelle is a bit like hard. Her character isn't hard to love, but she's just going through some things. She's going through a divorce recently. Cliff has been divorced for a few years at this point, and so she is just dealing with some insecurities. He himself has insecurities that his ex-wife unfortunately bestowed on him. And so they're dealing with these insecurities together. Their relationship with one another obviously helps them deal with their insecurities. But I am loving our characters. Like they're just so amazing. I love Michelle. I want to keep her like in my pocket and keep her safe and tell her like everything's gonna be okay and that I love her. As for Cliff, I think that he is just the perfect character for her. He's very goofy, very outgoing, like just like loves to just love on people. His love language is baking for people, but also like I said, he has his own insecurities and Michelle is the only person that will help him kind of overcome those. And so I'm falling in love with our characters. I love reading about their journey throughout this book. I've binged most of it today. I read, I think the first like 95 pages over the course of a few days because I was reading a few other books, but then I picked up this book this morning at like page 97 or whatever. And like I said, I'm on page 354. I am just loving it. I'm loving the storyline. I'm loving the vibes. It's set in the 90s, like I said, in the Burr months, October, November, and December. The vibes are there. This is my first Julia Olivia book. So this is like my first impression of her, and I'm loving, like I said, her writing, her characters, the character development that they're slowly going through. Even like the kids in this book, there's a dog, like everything just brings, nothing hinders the storyline. Everything has a purpose and they bring such like substance to the book, such character to the book. And so I think I'm definitely going to pick up more of her books after this one. I am really loving my first impression of her. But that's it for my little book update. I'll see y'all when I'm done with the book. Did I just finish? Let me grab it. Did I just finish? If it makes you happy, I did. I actually really love this. I'm getting my thoughts a little later on the video because if I give it right now, it's going to be a 5 stars. And it might very well could be like straight 5 stars because I 100% enjoyed this book so much. But just an update. I did finish it just now, 7:45. It was fun. Thoughts a little later in the video though. It's a bit dark in here. Let me turn on the light. How about that? Did that help? Be honest. So I don't know if I'm gonna want to start this one yet. It is getting fall. This one is also 329 pages. So this is a very short book. I don't have time to get into like a huge fantasy or whatever. I have been wanting to read Quicksilver. It has been on my TBR, like monthly TBR for the past few months if you've seen those videos, because I know myself and I know that I will end up wanting to read said book instead of doing homework. So should we do this one? So you can't quite see her, but this is my handy dandy TBR card. I decided that I will actually be choosing, like using a TBR cart with these fun little prompts to start choosing my monthly TBR. I feel like that would be very fun. So y'all are getting like a sneak peek of it. But the top here is where my like most immediate TBR is. Should I do this one? We also have pumpkin spice and everything nice. The only thing about this one is that it is going to be like a monthly pick for, it's like one of the choices that my sister and I and our friend could read for our like little book club that we have. So I'm not going to pick this one up because even though we might not read it, it is a choice. And so if they end up like together deciding that this is what they want to read, I don't want to be like, oh, actually, we're going to have to take that off the list because I already read it. Wait, I forgot about this book. I forgot I had Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. Look, this is also kind of giving fall vibes, right? With the little leaves. And she literally is holding, I was like, she's holding a pumpkin spice latte, but no, it's just a coffee cup. Wait, I'm liking this one. I totally forgot that I had this. Or we also have Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Should we leave it up to the TBR jar, see if the first prompt that I pick from this, if it'll like fit one of these 3 books? We're gonna get a little sneak peek of the TBR jar. A book released 5 years ago. Okay. Okay, so definitely not this one. This one was released a few weeks ago, maybe like a week ago. So that would be 2020. This was 2022. This was 2014. Okay. I think, yes, you heard it here first. This is my next read. So let's go ahead and get started. It's the next day. It's a bit early in the morning, so that's why the lighting is still gross. It's dark outside. It is 6:55. I started Accidentally Amy last night and I am only on chapter 5, page 29, or excuse me, 28. It's really weird going from this book to this book because I feel like with a lot of Lynn Painter's backlist like this one, the writing isn't as well as like her YA romances. And so I absolutely love the writing in this one. It just felt like it just flowed really well. It wasn't cringy. Like you would think this would be like a little cringy Hallmark. And it did give Hallmark vibes, but like the cringiness wasn't there. But with Accidentally Amy, the cringiness of Lynn Painter's like adult backlist romances are there. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love Lynn Painter. I've always said that if you watch any of my other videos or if you follow me on like TikTok or Instagram. I love Lynn Painter. She's just one of my favorite authors if you want to just get through a book really quickly. If you want to read a book in a day, she is such a bingeable author. But this difference in writing between this one and this one is so like dramatic. It's just so different. With that being said, I am going to take this with me to school because I do want to continue it because I'm loving like the plot that we have going on. For those of you who don't know, Accidentally Amy follows our main character. Her name is Izzy. She is at a coffee shop one morning because she wants to get a little coffee, but she started her new job in 30 minutes. And so she orders her coffee, pays for it, but they're taking so long. And then the barista is there calling for Amy, like for Amy's coffee. So they call Amy and Izzy's like, "Ugh, I really have to go." And they're like, "Amy." And Izzy's like looking around and she's like, oh my gosh, like, should I do this? And they go, "Amy." And she goes, "Yes, that's me. I'm sorry." And so she gets Amy's coffee, turns around, runs into this guy. His name is Blake. And he thinks her name is Amy. They're like talking back and forth. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I really have to go. I'm so sorry." And he's like, "Of course, like, I'll see you tomorrow, Amy." And she's like, "That is not my name." And so then she leaves and she goes to work. And then one of the people that are showing her around goes, "Okay, like, let's go meet the boss." And then she's like, "Hello, boss." I can't remember his last name, but she's like, "Hello, like, this is our new employee. Her name is Isabel." And then she steps aside and it's Amy. And he's like, "I thought your name was Amy." And she's like, "Oh, right." About that. It's a funny story. Let me explain. But he's really annoyed because he does not find women who lie attractive. He had a past relationship he just had a bad experience with. And so he did not like the fact that she lied about her name. And so that's like the gist of the story. This is what we're getting into now. Like, I don't know where we're going to go from here. And this is what is like on the back of the book. But like I said, I am enjoying it. It's just the writing is so much different from If It Makes You Happy. So, like I said though, I am going to take this to school with me. I do have this handy dandy little book sleeve. This is normally used for hardcovers, but 2 little paperbacks fit in this one. Luckily though, if I am reading a hardcover, it can fit in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my backpack. That's my little book update so far. I do want to read it. I probably have enough time to read maybe 1 chapter. I do need to get out of here though, so I'll see you later. Like, the fact that it changes POVs in the middle of chapter, whenever that happens, it reminds me so much of Wattpad. Again, this is not an insult. I love Wattpad, and I love Lim Painter. But it's just such a contrast from the last book I read. This cover, though, is pretty. I am at school. I'm still reading Accidentally Amy. I'm on chapter 9, page 64. It's a nice day outside, so I figured why not sit and read outside. I am getting bit by mosquitoes or something. I got bit by something, so, but we will be here. Isn't it cute? I love it. Okay, this just in. This was a book club pick for mine and my sister's little book club that we have. I was reading it just now at the counter and she was like, "Isn't that on our list of books for October?" And I was like, "You are right. It is." I was so confident yesterday that this was going to be our pick because Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice was on the list. This one actually was on the list also, so I had to take this off the list. She was a little mad at me, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. I'm human, okay? Nobody's perfect. I did just finish Accidentally Amy. Now again, I kind of want to save my thoughts for the end of the video because right now, I feel like I'm going to be a bit more harsher on this book than I think I would initially be once I sit on my thoughts a bit. Now, I didn't enjoy it as much as I did, okay? I do want to preface and say that I love Lynn Painter. I love her YA romances. I feel like her adult romances just aren't really for me because I enjoy them. I enjoyed this one a little less, but I enjoy them, but they just don't hit the same as her YA romances. But I figured that this would be a fun time for me to pick my next read, and so I did decide to start People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. I have yet to start this. It is though, let's see, it's a little over 300 pages. There is about 329 pages. This isn't a really, like, this isn't a long book. There's 31 chapters, I believe. Doesn't this scream fall? Like, the vibe of this video is just so fun. Is it 97 degrees outside? Yes. Is it fall here in Texas? No. But with all these like little fall books that we're reading, I'm having the time of my life. I cannot wait to start this one. I've been hearing mixed reviews on it. I've been hearing that some people do not like this book, that this book has disappointed them. And really, I have only been hearing that like those types of reviews. I haven't really seen a review of someone that has completely enjoyed this book, but I'm going into this with an open mind, okay? I'm excited to read it. I'm excited to form my own thoughts on it, and I cannot wait to get into this book. Let's just take a moment for the cover, okay? But I'm gonna get to reading this. I'll see you on my next update. Here's a little book update of people watching. I did leave my book in, I put it in my backpack and I left my backpack in the kitchen because I'm taking it with me to school tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get some reading done while I'm at school. But I'm enjoying the book. I don't know how much, however, I am enjoying our male main character. He's just a little arrogant to me, and even our female main character like thought that in the beginning. As we are going on, I don't know if I said, but I'm on page 144. I think I'm on like chapter 14. I'm liking their relationship a bit more, but in the beginning he was just like so arrogant that, and I didn't think it was appealing because I did not know the man, you know? As we're going, I am enjoying it a bit more. I am like obsessed with the book. I don't know how I'm feeling about it though. I did go into this blind, and so it just kind of like started off different from what I was expecting based on the cover, and the vibes are a lot different. That being said, I am enjoying it. I cannot wait to pick it back up tomorrow. I'm tired. I have school tomorrow. It's 9:25. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see y'all in the morning. Hello everyone. It's been a few days since that last clip. I don't know where like any of the footage of me talking about the books went. I guess I accidentally deleted them, or maybe I just never pressed record. I don't know. So it is now the end of the video if you couldn't tell. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts of the 3 books that I read. Starting with If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. This one I gave 5 freaking stars to. I absolutely loved it. What I loved about this one was, first of all, our characters, Cliff and Michelle. I just feel I could honestly just see them together. Sometimes I read a book and I read a couple and I just cannot, for the life of me, see them being like together for years later, you know, after the end of the book, like decades later. But this couple, I could see them. They just were so compatible. Cliff was so patient with her. Michelle was able to help Cliff through his insecurities. Cliff was able to help Michelle through his insecurities. Like, this one was just such a well-written, emotional read. I was low-key crying by the end of it. I loved our side characters, which is Cliff's daughter, his best friend, his sister. I don't know if we're gonna get like a spin-off of, you know, the sister story. If we are, I'm definitely gonna read it. But like, the side characters added such substance to this book. Sometimes whenever we get like side characters and their side plots, it's like, oh, okay, I could care less. I want our main characters. No, they added such substance to this book and just made it so much more well written. Hopefully the sound is different. My fan makes a noise and I turned it off, and it actually got really hot in here, and I'm standing right in front of the window. But the emotional tension between these two, like the yearning that they had with one another, I definitely recommend this if you love an emotional romance where the tension is there. It's a small town. He's a baker. I feel like I've already mentioned that. I gave this one 5 stars. The writing, top tier. I love when romance books have, I just keep saying this, like, have an emotional connection before physical connection, and they definitely had that. Like, they became friends before, and even though like they like found one another attractive, they became friends before they were anything else. And I just really loved this one. This one was a fun fall cozy read. I gave it 5 stars. Like, it was perfect to me, you guys. I loved this one. The next one I read was Accidentally Amy. I think I gave this one 3 stars, or maybe 3.5. I'll put down the for sure rating. But this one was not my favorite, especially following If It Makes You Happy, which was 5 stars. The writing in this one was just so
like such a drastic change. I love Lynn Painter. I absolutely love her, but this one just did not hit. I always said like her writing between her adult and her YA. I love her YA more than I do her adult books. And I don't know why that is. And this one just didn't hit. I just felt like her characters were a little like, I just didn't connect with our characters. And obviously when you don't connect with the people who you are following along with, you're not going to have a fun time. I honestly just thought that they were boring. They were annoying. And I did not enjoy this one as much as If It Makes You Happy. I feel like if maybe I read this one first, I probably would have enjoyed it a bit more. But because this followed a 5-star read, I just did not have fun with it. But I still do recommend this because the premise is really fun. I feel like she did execute it pretty well. I just did not like it because it followed a 5-star. And then lastly, I read People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This one was such an anticipated read for me. Unfortunately, it did not hit as well as I thought it was going to hit and as well as her other books. I just did not like our male main character. He, to me, was very arrogant. He immediately like just objectifies Prue, which is our female main character from the very beginning. Like they had no emotional connection, which what I love about Hannah Bonham Young's writing and her characters is that she writes such a well written emotional romance. Like her characters are attracted to one another, but they have like this like mutual understanding of one another that they help each other with. Like with her past books, they've bonded over disabilities, they've bonded over like marriage troubles, and I just love the fact that we were able to find a common ground that they built a foundation on that then became their relationship. Whereas this one, I just don't see them like getting together. Like it felt like there was no buildup, especially with Milo. He would never stay in a relationship. He was like a commitment phobe, and all of a sudden, I don't want to spoil it, but all of a sudden, like he just switches up with no buildup. I think I'm going to leave it at that. And so I think I gave this one 3.5 because I was addicted to it. Like I read it within a few days. I could not stop reading it, but it was not my favorite. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I definitely liked her other two more than this one, which is a shame because this cover is so freaking pretty. As always, I still recommend you give it a try. What I might like, you might not like. What you might like, I might not like. And so I still recommend that you give this one a shot. So these are the 3 books I read in this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you consider giving it a like, subscribing to follow along for more videos, more reading vlogs, and I hope that I see you in the next one. Bye!